I was going to ask college students about Charlie's murder. This is not going to go well.
In this video, I will be asking college students what they think of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Charlie was my friend and a mentor, so this video was the toughest to make in my career, but it was necessary. I interview students at both Emerson College and Harvard University. At the end, I will share a little bit more about going on Charlie's show and meeting him in person. Welcome back to The Nate Friedman Show. Hey, do you go to Emerson by any chance?
Yes, I do.
I'm filming a YouTube video. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So there's been some misinformation about the response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. What did you think of it?
Honestly, I think Charlie Kirk was an awful guy. I think that he kind of had what he was coming.
Yeah.
Had for it what he was coming for. He kind of died in what he lived for. So I kind of feel like it was kind of earned.
And what would you say he lived for?
He was racist. He was homophobic. He thinks that black families are one of the worst things to come to America. They think he thinks abortion should be abolished, and he thinks if his 10-year-old daughter had a kid from him who got raped, he would have it. I think that's so. I think it's so messed up.
What do you think of people getting fired over their response to the assassination?
I don't think it's fair. I think everybody. Again, he voiced his own opinions, and he got shot.
Yeah.
That happens. If you want to voice your own opinions, you're going to have consequences. But unfortunately, it's the world that we live in.
For sure. And what are your peers saying?
My peers completely agree with me. They think that he had it coming for him.
Yeah.
He talked about awful things and lived for awful things. So.
Yeah. Right. The right wing is saying that the colleges are indoctrination centers. What is your response to that?
I wouldn't say I would say 50-50 on that, because the schools don't really bring attention to it. They don't want to bring attention to it. They don't want their kids talking about it. It's the political aspect of it. I got shut down talking about it in school. So
You brought it up in class?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, and what happened when that happened?
A lot of people disagreed with what I said.
People thought it was a bad thing?
People think that I shouldn't be celebrating somebody's death.
Okay, got it.
I wasn't celebrating. I was just.
Sure. And what's your major, if you don't mind asking?
I'm business and creative enterprises.
Okay,
so.
awesome. What's your name?
Casey.
Casey, nice to meet you, Casey. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah.
Seeing that smile on her face, saying that Charlie had what was coming to him, was like staring evil right in the eyes. There is a horrific rot in our university system in this country, and even private universities like Emerson are receiving federal funding. This is the downfall of the West that you're witnessing. A college student in America just told me that Charlie voiced his opinions, got shot, and that's what happens. I then carried on with the interviews at Emerson before going to Harvard, and now I just want to say that it hurt me tremendously to listen to these college students disparage my friend. But I was there for the truth.
I can't even believe that he had the ability to stand there and listen to her say that and not double down and question her. And wow.
Truth, and that's what you'll get.
Wow.
Hey, I have a question. Do you go to Emerson by any chance?
I do, yeah.
Cool. I'm doing a YouTube video right now. Do you mind if I ask you a question for it?
No, I'm a journalism major.
So there's been some misinformation with the response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. What did you think of it?
What did I think of it personally? I mean, I thought that it was really scary that they put that video just for everyone to see. I thought that it was really brutal and graphic, and I thought that a lot of people responded in the wrong way. I don't think that we should be celebrating this death. I think that it's something that should, change our minds about certain policies like gun laws, gun reform, stuff like that. But that's what I thought. Were you asking me what sort of information?
Yeah, what you personally thought of it.
Yeah,
I know some people were happy about it, some people were sad about it. So
I mean, I didn't like him as a person. I thought that he had a lot of things that I disagreed with, and I thought that he wasn't someone who I viewed as someone that young men, specifically young Americans, should be looking up to. But I don't think that we should be celebrating.
What do you think of people being fired for celebrating it?
I don't know, because that's a harder thing, because the MSNBC guy got fired for saying something about it. And
full details of this, that we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
I think that although we do have freedom of speech, if we're not, I don't know, it's a hard place to draw the line, I think, but I think that freedom of speech.
There's freedom of speech, but I don't think you can be supporting violence on the internet, on television.
Should not be a reason that people are getting fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what are your peers saying, like, at Emerson? Are they?
I think it's kind of like a mixed bag. I think certain people are in agreement with what I believe, and then certain people are kind of really pushing the fact that, like, this is like a good thing that happened, and like.
So people are saying it's a good thing?
Yeah, there are.
Are people having parties and stuff? I know George GW was doing that.
I heard of a few parties that happened. None of like my friends had anything. I didn't go to anything like that, but I did hear like rumors of things and like people
gotcha.
asking like, oh, should we drink tonight? And stuff like
Sure.
that.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for talking.
Yeah,
My name is Nate. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
nice meeting you.
Bye-bye. What's going on, guys? Sorry to interrupt. I'm doing a YouTube video right now, and I was wondering if I could ask you guys a question for it.
What question?
What did you guys think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Has someone asked you it already?
I've been
really?
asked. I don't really give a shit. It's just like I didn't care when he was alive. I don't care that he's dead.
Sure. Yeah. What do your peers think?
Most of my roommates don't really give a shit, and I haven't spoken to anybody else about it because, again, could not care less.
Are you guys like tired of hearing about it?
Honestly, I wish we would focus on this.
Yeah, there's
What's
way
that?
more important things to be talking about.
Same day.
Yeah. And nobody was talking about it?
Yeah, like,
Yeah. Were there, one student said, and I don't know if this is true, so I'm trying to confirm it, she said that there were some parties going on at Emerson in celebration of it. Is that true? Or?
I'm sure that there were parties.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody gave it up.
I don't think anybody would give enough of a shit. Yeah.
To like
To like throw a party in celebration of his death or of
Okay.
his
that's what she said.
like to celebrate like the fact that he died. I feel like I could absolutely imagine there being a party at Emerson dedicated to that, but I doubt that it's like people partying. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Here we go with the smiles, talking about how Charlie's murder doesn't even deserve a party. It's so awful to even think about how college students in this country actually have this line of thinking, but it's real. You can even see the girl next to her filled with glee, listening to her friend talk about parties for Charlie's murder. This is not the country I grew up in, and later in
These people are sick in the head.
this video, you'll see a man with a master's degree from Harvard's Divinity School make fun of Charlie after his murder. Now, the worst part about it is that he worked with Harvard students for decades, so stick around for that.
If it was somebody else rather than him, he would, he'd probably be saying a bunch of terrible shit about it, but like, all death is bad.
Yeah. What are your peers saying?
Similar things.
Yeah. Like that, like the sentiment is that like gun violence is bad.
The sentiment's that it's bad, but we don't really like him.
Yeah.
The sentiment, I would say, in my circles, objectively, it's bad. Subjectively, there's a little bit of like reveling.
Yeah.
But like not much.
Okay.
And it always comes down to somebody died, somebody got shot by a gun, and that's wrong.
A lot of people are getting fired over their response to it. Do you think that that's too far? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it is too far. People are very willing to. People switch up very quickly depending on what kind of thing it is. So I doubt somebody's response to the Charlie Kirk assassination has very much bearing on their quality as a pilot or as a teacher.
Okay,
is what I would think.
What did you guys think of the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination? What did you think of it?
That shit sucks. I don't think we should be killing people. I think that's crazy.
That's definitely not the direction.
Yeah, I didn't agree with everything he said,
Sure.
but like
Based.
I don't think we should be killing people.
Yeah.
That's
It's still a life. You
It's crazy that you have to say that's based.
shouldn't be celebrating.
like
sure.
he left behind a wife and kids. I think that's
Yeah, he had
crazy.
like 2 kids and a wife and all
Yeah.
that. Like maybe you didn't agree with him, but it's still a human
Yeah.
being. You should
Like-
validate
For sure.
that.
What do you think about people being fired for celebrating it? Do you think that's too far?
I feel like it depends on the level of celebration.
Yeah, I feel like if it's like a passing comment, then it's like, okay, that's weird. You should not
Sure.
say that. But if it's like a party like that, like I've been seeing TikToks of people falling being like they're acting like they just got a promotion at work. Like they made it, they won the lottery, and I think they should get fired for that. Because I mean, people get fired for things they've said in the past. I don't see why it should be any different.
For sure.
Yeah, you agree with what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's like it's indirectly promoting violence.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
just it's not a good look for the workplace.
Yeah, I saw pilots, teachers, healthcare workers.
Which those are definitely good people to get some form of punishment from it, because it's like we heavily depend on those people.
Yeah, free speech, but that doesn't mean you can like essentially celebrate someone dying. Like, you know, free speech doesn't cover threatening to kill someone.
Yeah.
Free speech just means you can say whatever your views are, and everything. Doesn't mean you can get away with like saying whatever. You know, I can't say I want to kill the president.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to, but like, you know, like that's like.
Yeah, I'm see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Question is, what did you think of Charlie Kirk's assassination?
You don't want my opinion on it.
No, we want everyone's opinion. We're getting like every side.
On video? I feel like it was wrong that they shot and killed him in front of his family, but at the same time, he was already talking about how, what's it called? Shooting deaths are just a part of having a gun, or something along those lines. But
See, they didn't even know what he's talking about. Something along those lines. Something I'm assuming based on I don't even know what he said.
and he was answering a question about transgender shootings when he got shot. What I like seen clips of it, like his stuff on TikTok, and then like I seen something he said like abortion is equal to it was worse than the Holocaust, and then like.
Well, it's his opinion. He's entitled to that. Are you gonna say you get shot for that? Am I gonna get shot because I think I said the sky's purple? You're gonna shoot me?
Stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like he did die over his opinion, and that wasn't right. But there's a lot of black people out here that's dying over their opinion or dying for no reason. And I feel like the people in the media want people like.
But people weren't celebrating when those people you were talking about died.
Especially black people to feel bad for him, but nobody felt bad when all black people were dying and the whole Black Lives Matter movement, everything happened. No one gave a shit about.
I don't feel like I'm qualified to comment on it, but I almost feel insulted. No one cares.
Black people or anything, and then I felt like it was weird how they thought that African American people were the.
That's what I'm saying.
When an African American person was the one who shot him, that's why they were targeting HBCUs. But in all reality, it was another white person who shot him and like engraved the shell casings and stuff like that. So I really don't care. I don't really know about him, but his opinion and the stuff he was saying was like ignorant. How he was saying that black people go to jail more because they don't have dads or stuff like that. It was just like he was just saying a bunch of ignorant stuff, and it's like you have kids and you have daughters and you see where your opinion took you.
Next up, I went to Harvard University to see if those students thought any differently.
So are you saying that it's okay for someone to be shot for having bad opinions?
One thing I have to mention is that these interviews are the ones I did get. Most people in this video did not want to answer the question.
So I'm asking people what they think of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Oh boy.
I think I'm going to decline to comment. So I'm here to actually just ask it.
I'm going to go.
Okay.
Now this will lead answers to be more sane as students are afraid of losing employment opportunities. Now I measured it based on how many students walked away after realizing the question was about Charlie. And at Harvard in particular, my acceptance rate for an interview was around the acceptance rate to get into the university.
No comment.
No comment? Can I ask why? No comment?
Not really.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination? You don't want to do it? Can I ask you a question for a YouTube video I'm doing real quick? This will take like 1 minute. What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
No comment.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
Definitely a bit shocking. I mean, especially like places like Harvard, we encourage a lot of free speech, and seeing that kind of like punished through murder is never right. But I think a lot of people here on campus would agree, from both sides, either party, that it was wrong.
A survey came out that said that 32% of Harvard students believe that violence is acceptable to prevent people from speaking on campus. Does that surprise you?
Not really. I feel like Harvard does have like the most strongly opinionated people. You have people who come from like backgrounds working with communities that might be marginalized, that it might be more closely affiliated with like the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk kind of did say. So I think the fact that they might accept violence is definitely something I'd expect, but still something I disagree with.
So you believe that 32% largely comes from the right side of politics?
I think that 32% comes from both.
Okay.
I'm not sure like exactly which party dominates, but
because you mentioned that like at Harvard they promote free speech, but 32% is a pretty high number for people that believe that you should use violence to prevent speaking.
For sure. So I think we should still like keep that other 68% in mind.
Yeah.
That's still like the majority. There is obviously like that radical minority, but
right, totally.
for sure.
Have you seen people celebrating at all on campus, or?
I have not, but like on Instagram and stuff, TikTok, I've seen a lot of instances where people are like shouting things at like the funeral or like that kind of stuff.
Do you think that it's warranted for people to lose their jobs when they celebrate?
I think like free speech is protected to an extent. I don't think it's right for them to lose their jobs. I think there should definitely be like measures on how much they should say though. Like, you know, like if a family is grieving over the loss of like their father, you shouldn't go up to them and say that he was like this terrible person, which I'm not gonna argue like that's true or not, but I just think it's like ethically wrong.
What struck me the most about this interview was the reference to the 32% of Harvard students who support violence to prevent people from speaking, referring that to as a radical minority. 32% is not a radical minority. That's 1 in 3 students. And the sentiment that we should just focus on the 68% just sounds like throwing in the towel. Also to note is that the 32% that said that violence is okay were students willing to say that in a survey. How many students were just too afraid to tell the truth?
Hi, can I ask you a question for you?
I think he's picking a demographic now at this point. Get a better group of everyone here.
YouTube video I'm doing. If you're in a rush, I can walk with
3
you.
minutes.
Or 3 minutes. I'll let you take 1 minute.
Oh, awesome.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
Oh my God. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers? I saw that there was 32% of Harvard students believe that it's acceptable to use violence to prevent people from speaking on campus. Does that survey surprise you, those results?
No comment.
No comment? Okay, is there anything about the assassination? You mentioned thoughts and prayers. Were you happy? Were you sad about it? Like, what were your thoughts about the...
Sorry, no comments.
No comment?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to get answers from people at Harvard. Can I ask why you don't want to say? I'm just trying to show both sides. What is it?
I don't want it to float around on the internet because I might, it might be detrimental to me.
Oh, okay, like it could be like you wouldn't like how people think of it or something?
Exactly.
Okay, I understand. What do you study?
French.
French? Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question for a YouTube video I'm working on? It's okay. I mean, nobody's commented on it. I don't expect you to. No, it's not that.
Let's get on. What's the question?
The question is, what did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
That's pretty charged.
Yeah.
It's a very charged. Is there any way we can...
You can say however you feel. I'm trying to get the truth.
Right now?
No, I mean yes, but I'm not going to show it. I'm not gonna show your answers if you don't want me to.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible to see. I mean, I don't think political violence is ever the answer, but coming from someone who didn't even agree with many or any things he said, I just think no one should ever die.
Yeah. Do you feel the same?
I will say before the assassination, he was definitely someone I did not like, but hearing about it and then actually seeing the video and just someone dying, it's definitely never the answer.
Yeah.
So I'm completely condemning it.
A study I saw, guys, was that 32% of Harvard students believe it's acceptable to use violence to prevent someone from speaking on campus. Does that number surprise you, or what do you think?
We've been here for 2 weeks, but it does not surprise me.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say?
I don't know. I don't think force or violence should ever be used to shut people down from speaking.
I think that's a different, obviously, example than political violence isn't shooting.
Sure, but it's violence to stop people from speaking. I was certainly surprised to see 32%, so I wanted to know how students actually felt about it. Why aren't you surprised by it?
I feel like Harvard's a pretty charged... I've been here for 2 weeks.
People just feel really strongly about
people feel strongly, so...
And if someone's speaking differently, they'll go to a lot of extents to stop an opposing opinion.
Yeah.
Clearly, these students have more of a sense of morality, which is nice, but don't you find it odd that advocating for violence on campus is being written off as Harvard is just a pretty charged place? Sure, charged is one thing, but I find it extraordinarily alarming that students at, I guess what once was the top university in the world, that they're not surprised by their peers tolerating violence to prevent someone from speaking. That's not the Harvard.
Genuinely, and not trying to insult anyone, I pictured Harvard as being a whole bunch of sophisticated, really well-rounded, smart Oh, God.
I admired when I was a kid.
Hey, can I ask you a question for a YouTube video I'm working on?
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you work at Harvard at all?
I used to.
You used to? Okay, perfect. Because it's got to be about Harvard, whatever. So I'm asking Harvard students and professors what they think of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
No.
You can't say? I'm getting every side here, you know?
I would be
doing my job.
You don't want my...
They sent me out to
I
do
think
this.
he's an asshole, but you don't want my...
Sure. No, I do. Like, I'm here to, like, my boss says, like, get everybody's opinion. So that's what I'm going to do, you know?
Charlie Kirk preached hate, but more than just hate, he had such a unique cruelty about him, especially when it came to black women and LGBTQ community. He said things like gay people should be stoned to death. He said that Michelle Obama and Ketanji Brown, the justice, would never be where they are, but they're there because of affirmative action. It was so heinous what he said, and I think that it is truly, God has some sense of humor. When you're being asked about gun violence minutes before he was killed, and he answered, there will have to be some deaths in order to protect the Second Amendment. That is ironic. Mm-hmm. That literally he was saying that minutes before he was killed.
No, he wasn't. His final exchange was this. The audience member says, "Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Charlie Kirk responded, "Too many." The audience member then said, "Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Charlie Kirk, in his final words, said counting or not counting gang violence. Charlie also never said gay people should be stoned to death. Charlie was calling out a children's YouTuber for taking Bible verses out of context. Now, this guy I'm interviewing didn't care about the context, and neither did Stephen King when he posted he advocated stoning gays to death. Just saying. Went on to get 25 million views. Stephen King later apologized and deleted that post when he realized that he was wrong. However, it was too late because that lie clearly got around the world. Now, let me also just say how alarming it is that this person you're listening to,
that right there shows you how hard it is to stop a lie,
was a mental health counselor to Harvard students for decades. Anthony Body, who got his master's degree from Harvard Divinity School, said that God has a sense of humor when referring to the moment that Charlie was murdered. What happened when a conservative student sought counseling from Anthony? There is a deep rot in our university system, and Harvard is the center of it.
What was your reaction when he was killed?
Where is this going to be played? I think it's a tragic moment in this country because I think Trump has created such divisions and anger in this country that we'll never see again.
Do you feel like it was warranted?
I don't want to go that far because I think that, you know, it's a tragedy that he was assassinated, but I certainly don't want to make him into what the president is calling, as if he's some kind of, you know, saint.
Sure.
I mean, he was a heinous man.
Sure.
I mean, he fomented a lot of hate.
Yeah.
You know, and cruelty. I mean, just abject cruelty. Mm-hmm. Where is this going to be played? I mean, I just don't want to get in trouble with.
Who did you get in trouble with?
I don't know. It's lately.
Who'd you get in trouble? You said you used to work here. No one's getting you in trouble.
Oh, I know, not here. I used to work here. I worked here for 25 years. I just retired.
Oh, okay. When you're retired, what's there to worry about?
I don't know. The way they're scouring this.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I didn't really like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you happy about it, or sad, or indifferent?
I am glad that he's no longer, like, you know, on the internet.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he had to die for it. that to happen. I'm not happy he's dead, but I'm happy I don't have to see YouTube videos about him anymore.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I'm not one of the people that are like celebrating.
Yeah.
Just because for me, like, death is just a very sensitive thing.
Are people celebrating at Harvard?
I mean, I don't really see people like jumping around and celebrating. I mean, just people I know like are happier than I am.
Yeah.
But also like, I didn't like him. I didn't like his views.
Sure.
So I feel like, in some ways, I mean, I think he did cause a lot of harm. So I feel like in a way he's better off not here. But I don't think that was the way to go. I think that was just more violent than I think is appropriate. But it's whatever. I'm like neutral.
It was more violent than he thinks is appropriate, indicating that less violence would have been fine. Now, this student also just said he's happy Charlie isn't with us anymore, but he's neutral. So that's what neutral sounds like at Harvard.
There was like 32% of Harvard students surveyed that it's acceptable to use violence to prevent someone from speaking on campus. Does that surprise you?
I thought it'd be like maybe a little bit higher.
Oh, higher.
I feel like Harvard's quite liberal.
Is there some specific things that he said that made you not like? You said that it's better off that he's not here. Like, is there something specific that he said?
I feel like he just, even if he himself like didn't commit acts of violence, he was quite respectful in that regard. Actually, I feel like a lot of what he said incited violence. Just the way that I feel like he was hateful towards certain demographics of people, and he would justify it through means of like religion and stuff to kind of feed into a hive mind. I think.
Is there something just that if someone's watching that they can look this up? Is there some specific? It doesn't have to be a word for word quote, but an idea that he perpetuated that you feel like?
I think a lot of, particularly towards minorities and LGBT. I know like a few days before his death, he said something very weird towards like black women, for example, like being pilots, and I was just like, even if his intention wasn't in the wrong place, that's just a very impactful thing. Like, it feels like a very hateful thing to say, and that's just the sort of thing that spreads. So even if he doesn't have a bad intention, people who agree with him might have a bad intention. Cool. They can kind of carry his ideas with them and like use it, kind of justify it with them. That's why I think like politically, him not in the scene like is better.
And what do you study?
I study physics and earth science.
The final interview will not only show you how she feels about the assassination, but she's able to give us the rundown on the conversations happening between the left and the right at Harvard. Take a listen.
What did you think of the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I think it was very unfortunate and sad that he was assassinated, and it has only divided everyone further.
Yeah? Have you felt that on campus?
I wouldn't say on campus as much. I think a lot of us feel a lot more connected to have these conversations about it, whatever side you're on or whatever side you're not on. But definitely like online, I think it's...
Okay. Is there anything that you can like myth bust for us, like about how things really are at Harvard right now?
At Harvard, well...
Just about his assassination.
I honestly, the conversations about it there hasn't been much, I guess, like institutional conversation or organization conversation that I've seen.
Okay.
It's more so casual, like talking about what the implications of it are and what it means for the future of either political party.
And what are people saying about the implications?
The implications of who the person was that assassinated him and what that means. You know, his identity versus what people online might be construing it to be.
Yeah.
And then especially like situations about whether or not his family was there to witness it, or whether or not like the person who did it was Republican or not, or whether it mattered if their
So the conversation has been mostly about the killer?
I think a lot of the conversation varies between what part people focus on. I think from my experience, this usually when it's with a conservative viewpoint, it's about the killer, and whenever it's with a more liberal viewpoint. It's about Charlie Kirk himself, and so it definitely varies.
When I stopped filming this video, I couldn't help but realize that not a single student I talked to said that they were mourning Charlie's death. I also thought it was potentially the most astounding moment in my career, seeing that Harvard students were surprised that only 32% of their peers think violence is acceptable to stop someone from speaking on campus. Now, is that what our country has come to be? And I'll be doing a much deeper dive into how colleges started indoctrinating our youth in a later episode, so subscribe for that. Now, seeing my friend get killed on social media to then seeing people celebrate it and then hearing firsthand that college kids were throwing parties in celebration of his murder showed a serious evil that exists in our country. Now, something I want to say about Charlie is that for us journalists, he was the best of all of us combined and more. I would argue that nobody understood the world as well as Charlie Kirk. Meeting him and sharing a meal with him this summer was the greatest honor of my life because I got to see what made him so special. His pursuit for knowledge was unprecedented. While we tried to learn from him, he really wanted to learn from us. Speaking to Charlie was like speaking to a library of 1,000 books, and I'll miss him every day for the rest of my life. He really believed in me like he did so many other journalists. I'll always think going on his show was the most fun I've ever had at work. If you want to see my full eulogy, I posted it on X, and that's in the description. If you want to keep watching episodes of The Nate Friedman Show, the one on your screen is one of my favorites because I confronted the 24/7 protester in DC and exposed how she gets paid, as well as the 24/7 protester encampment you see when you get off the train at Union Station in DC. I'll see you there.
And keep on
I like this guy's videos.
doing it, Nate. We want to work with you at Turning Point USA. Frontlines grassroots journalism is the salvation of a free society. Please.
People are crazy, and this person pointed out the first person said he deserved to die for his beliefs, but it's not fair for people to be fired because they think that he should die. It's just crazy. People are insane.